So, what's on the work table for today? Well, it is a Dell Latitude 2110 netbook. Now, in Ontario, these netbooks are very, very popular in the school districts. I think I've seen 40 of these in each school that I visit. And I'll tell you, they're really popular. I think every single classroom in each of the schools has one of these. It's not mine, and to be honest, remember when I mentioned I'm not allowed to work on any of the computers since I'm not licensed and I'm not a registered IT worker? Well, that rule has been ignored because there's a huge waiting list for the IT department, and teachers are getting really annoyed because they have to wait for a long time for an IT person to come in and help. So I stepped in, and sure enough, this is a registered school computer. And really, I'm not even supposed to be working on this, but they were like, screw it, do it anyway. But yeah, that's probably not a good idea, but who cares? Screw the school board, screw the IT department. If the school board wants me to do this, fine, I'll do it. So anyway, what was wrong with this machine? Well, there was only one thing. Windows XP, unfortunately, kicked the bucket on this machine. Too many corrupted files, and I didn't even have the original CD that came with this machine. And here's the silly part. If I were to reinstall Windows XP, I wouldn't have the product key, because this laptop, or netbook, whatever the hell you want to call it, this netbook only has a serial key for Windows 7. So either way, I had no choice. I had to put 7 on. Like, it was either put an illegal copy of XP on here, and then the school board will be on my ass about it. The teachers who asked me to do this will get in trouble. I don't want to stir up any attention. Those other computers, though, that aren't registered or licensed to be fixed, those ones I can do whatever the hell I want with. I can load them up with pirated software, and the school board and the IT department won't give a shit. This one, however, they will, because it's registered and licensed. Yeah. Any pirated software on this thing, I'm going to be digging myself a grave, and so are the teachers. But anyway. So, like I said, I had to put 7 on here, because this thing only has a serial key for it, and not for XP. So yeah. To be honest with you guys, this machine is very nice, but kind of limited to ports and stuff. You have 2 USB 3.0s, 2 on this side, and 1 right there. Headphone and microphone, VGA, cooling vent, oh, and Ethernet. Power jack, Kensington lock, and that's it. The speakers are located on the screen bezel, and I have to admit, these are the worst sounding speakers I've ever came across. The speakers are actually about that width, because I can see right through there, so they're about that long on each side. And I'm going to play an MP3 file on here if I can find my damn keys. There's my keys with the memory stick. Let's take a look at the top of the lid. It's all made out of rubber. Kind of a bad idea. If you were to keep this laptop in storage for, let's say 30 years or so, I'm pretty sure this rubber will dissolve into some sort of goo. Because if you watch B. Bishop PCM's channel, he discussed about how the substances in the rubber that will break down after a certain number of years. Well, this is just made out of pure rubber, that's it. And if this were to sit in storage, I don't even want to know what a disaster it would be. This thing right here is the wireless light. Kind of a odd looking thing to have on here when you have a wireless light down there. But this thing up here indicates whether or not if you're connected to a network. If the network is limited and there's no connectivity, the light will blink. If you're connected, it will just stay on. And it stays on when you're on battery power. So, kind of a waste of battery power, don't you think? And here's the silver Dell logo. I'm still trying to get over that light. I never liked these little lights on here. Underneath the machine, Dell has decided to remove all of the little hatch covers. In order to install the RAM and to install a hard drive, you actually have to take the battery out, remove these 4 screws, and 2 screws right here to take the bottom half off. And then, boom, boom, boom. Hard drive is right here. Oh, wait. No, yeah, hard drive is right there. RAM located there. And the wireless card is right there. So, yeah. Heck, even the battery pack is made out of rubber. That is insane. Dell logo, rubber. Like, I like the feel of it, but really, I bet you there's a lot of dirt caught in there. I prefer to stick with my aluminum computer, even though it does get scratched easily. Oh well, it's still a tough computer. This one, I'm scared that it'll just break. It's nice though, I'm not gonna lie. But the speakers, no. Okay. I'm gonna put it. Okay. That's really quiet, and that thing is cranked to the limit. The volume control is also cranked. So, even though this, on the box of this machine, it says it has stereo speakers. No. Those sound like mono speakers. They don't even have that stereo sound to them. They're really weak. This would be perfect for a child, really. My mom's netbook, even though it's an Acer, the speakers on it are fantastic. Like, the sound quality on that little Acer computer, that's twice as thin than this computer, and is older than this computer, has a good sounding speakers. Let's I don't know, like this would be kind of good to play in a very quiet room, but if you were in the classroom and if you're trying to watch a movie on this thing, no way in hell would that work. These speakers are too quiet. There's nothing you can do to make them any louder than that. But anyway, I've also installed Sophos antivirus. I did a full system scan and didn't find any files that were potentially dangerous. I loaded WordPerfect, Premiere Tools, Times Attack, which is a math program, Microsoft Office. This computer does have a 148 gigabyte hard drive, which is, I believe, a mini SATA drive, or serial ATA. That's what they're called. I have Windows 7 Professional on here, 32-bit. For some reason, the school board prefers to use Windows Professional software. They don't like to use Windows Ultimate, Windows, I can't even think of the other versions. But they prefer to stick with the professional operating systems. So, yeah, if I were to put Windows 7 Ultimate on here, I can't use the serial key. And plus, that is illegal to put on a computer that's licensed with an actual serial key. I don't know why the school board never bothered to install 7 on here. You know, the damn thing's designed for it. I think they put XP on here for a reason. If they put XP on here, won't use up any resources. And if you just put 7 on here, it's going to act slow, I think. I don't know, but maybe the school board is too cheap to buy a copy of 7. For me, I didn't have to buy a copy. I just used the downloaded copy, and the only way it can be a non-pirated copy is if you have a serial key. Simple as that. As long as you have the serial key, it's not a pirated copy. This is what I have. Kind of lazy writing, but this thing is pirated, but after punching in that serial key, is completely genuine. I didn't use any activators, nothing. It has a Intel R Atom inside, and it is a 1.83 gigahertz. Why is it showing that twice? Does it have dual core or something? If it did, it would show it on here. There's 2 gigabytes of RAM installed, and that's it. All the computers I service for the school board, I type in Classroom PC as the name of the computer. So if any of the computers break down, I'll know which ones that are the ones I need to work on, as long as I say Classroom PC on them. But anyway, yeah, this machine is ready to go. Waiting for my friend who works at the school to come pick it up, which is going to be tomorrow. And that's it. Thanks for watching this video about this Dell Latitude 2110.